Next up, we catch a ride out to a resort house on Lake of the Woods. It's a cold morning, but the bite is on fire. And from the comforts of a heated fish house, we fill the pail with a pile of great Lake of the Woods walleyes and sauger. John Thelen's Destination Fish is brought to you by Lindy Fishing Tackle and L&M Fleet Supply. There's a fish coming in right now.
I see it.
You see him? He's coming high.
Hey, a little bit higher.
Yep.
He's gonna hit you when you're coming down there. Oh, you see, there he comes. He's coming up to you.
Look at this.
I got
one. You bit it right under the ice, Joel.
I got one here. You got one under the ice? I got one too. Double hitter.
I saw this fish coming across, and I reeled this rattling flyer spoon rod up. Nice walleye.
Is it?
Yep. Nice fish.
Oh, that is nice.
Look at that.
Nice job.
Now, I'll tell you, this is one of those cool things that I'll tell you about Lake of the Woods is, and you know, let's add in electronics today in this conversation too. Look at that, dynamite walleye. What a great way to get our day going. But let me tell you a little something about this fish. He was coming way high. This fish was probably 8 to 10 feet off the bottom, and I could actually see him coming, and I'm tracking him on that Mega Live, and I was actually able to reel up to him, get up just above him, jiggle it a couple times, and that walleye smashed it. But one of the things I'll tell you about Lake of the Woods, I've seen this in this body of water more so than a lot of other bodies of water in the winter, is fish will come through high. Don't just assume they're all tullibees. I've heard it said a million times, oh, that's probably a tullibee. Let me tell you something. That right there is just a great walleye. He's cruising a little bit higher in the column, and he's just up there, most likely chasing tullibees. Great walleye to get started. Hey, we're gonna have a great day on the ice today, and Joe Henry and I are out here, and we're set up in a resort fish house. Joe's the executive director of tourism here at Lake of the Woods, and man, I'll tell you what, this place has always been one of my favorites, and that's one of the reasons why, and you're gonna see a whole bunch of them today. We're gonna tell you a little bit about what to bring up here, how to come up here and plan a trip, and how to just catch a whole pail full of fish. That's a great way to get it started. All right. They're starting to move through here, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Let's start now.
A little bit better fish, huh?
Yeah, seems like it.
Looks like it.
Shaking his head a little bit around.
Yeah, you got a good one.
Yeah. Nice sauger is what it is. Look at that. There's a sauger for you, John.
That is a dynamite sauger. Holy smokes.
And look how you nailed that thing, too.
Yeah, 16, 17 inches, man. There's not many places you can go where you can put what we'll call a bonus fish in the bucket at 16, 17 inches. But Lake of the Woods has those sauger.
Look how he ate that thing.
Yeah, he buried it. Good stuff.
That is good stuff.
It's one of the neat things about Lake of the Woods, though. You know, you look at the limits up here. You can take 6 fish, any 4 of which can be walleyes. So ultimately, you got these saugers that, you know, they're constantly moving through. The neat thing about saugers, you know, you'll catch walleyes all day long here, but those saugers, man, they're willing participants, aren't they?
They are willing participants. They give you action most of the day. And I'll tell you, not only they give you action, they're great in the fry pan. You think about, if we didn't have saugers, waiting between schools of walleyes to come through, it would be a different experience. It'd still be cool, still be good, but it would be different, wouldn't it?
Well, and I'll tell you what, it's a bonus, you know. That's gives you the ability to have 6 fish at the end of the day. Today we are fishing in 25 feet of water along the southern shoreline of Lake of the Woods. It's early January and the bite is on fire. And while the sun is shining, it's a chilly 0 degrees outside, but those cool temps aren't slowing the bite. 1/8 ounce Lindy Rattling Flyer spoons in gold, glow red, and pink tiger are all producing, as well as a number 6 Lindy tungsten toad under a Thel float. There he is. Let's see. I don't think he's bad. Funny how these fish, Joe, they'll just, ooh, look at this. There's why he felt different
Big perch.
to me.
There you go, John.
Big perch, you know, just one of those bonuses, right, Joe?
Yep. That's a nice bonus.
You know, all day long, you got a chance at multiple species on Lake of the Woods, but that right there, man, that's a great bonus, because, you know, I love the way walleyes taste. I love the way saugers taste. That fish right there, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the best tasting fish in the world. That's another great fish for the bucket. John Thelen's Destination Fish is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Got it. This one looks like a better fish on the screen. If he is, we're gonna know in a second. Oh yeah, he's a good fish. He's a keeper. Look at that. Look at this one. You know, I would give the world to explain to you right now, folks, why Joe's catching all the saugers and I'm catching all the walleyes today. I think he would too, because we both want to catch what the other guy's catching right now. But man, I'll tell you what, this is really cool. I watched this fish come from a long ways away. He came in and hit it, but I'm gonna show you what we're using here. I'm gonna explain to you a little change that I made. That's a really cool tool right there, that toothpick, when you got them really deep like that, to be able to pop that out. But look at that walleye right there. I mean, that right there, that's Lake of the Woods written all over it, isn't it, Joe?
Oh,
I mean,
that's perfect.
there's just a ton of these fish. And I mean, it's just one after another. And you look in my bucket, I'm stacking up walleyes. Look over in Joe's, he's stacking up saugers. When we put these two buckets together today, holy smokes, is this gonna have been one heck of a day. We're throwing fish back that you're not even gonna see because of the way the bite is. I wanna show you what we're using though, because I made just a little change that helped me get this fish caught. Let me find my towel here. A couple things. One is these dead sticks. Joe talked about it earlier. Man, they are just so important. So whether you're using a float like I am, or just using a straight jig and watching that rod tip, it is so important you have a dead stick when you're on Lake of the Woods. But one of the things that I love to do is, this is the brand new number 6 tungsten toad from Lindy. And what that is a little bit bigger hook, so it's great for a dead stick. But what that jig does is, instead of using a plain hook where it's straight down and that minnow can sit vertical, ultimately this jig hangs a little bit more at a 45 in the water, meaning that minnow tips a little bit. And once that jig's tipped and that minnow's tipped, he's gonna struggle a lot more. And the more he struggles, the more chance there is that he's gonna call in fish. And then on the jig stick, we're both using the same thing today. I started with a quiver spoon, but Joe was out fishing me pretty good when we started this morning. So I switched over to what he started with. That's just an 1/8 ounce rattling flyer spoon, pretty tough to beat. But man, you bring an assortment of jigging spoons, you know, some rattling flyer spoons, some rattling quiver spoons, some quiver spoons, and a dead stick setup that's got that small tungsten jig on there. And boy, I'll tell you what, you can just put it on them like we have today. Pretty simple.
That sound. Ooh.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Huh?
Pulling back a little bit on me. Feeling better.
Looking better.
Yeah, he is. See that? Actually, it's not a bad fish, John. Ooh, yeah. Let me get that one. Ooh.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Look at that one.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice sauger.
That's a perfect sauger.
Isn't that
right
nice?
there.
Look at that one.
You've got the sauger touch today, bro.
I am getting a lot of saugers today. You're getting the walleyes. I don't know why that is.
I
But,
don't know. You know, sometimes there's
yeah.
just dumb luck one way or another.
Nice sauger, though.
That's going to eat great. You know, one of the things, and I'll let Joe elaborate a little bit about it, but when it comes down to it, man, we're going to bring these in, and a lot of these resorts will just cook your fish for you, whoop you up a fresh meal of fish, and man, that's one of the things I've always loved about this area, is how full service it can be no matter what it is you're looking for.
100%. Well, the funny thing is, I mean, they brought us out. They've been checking on us. They'll bring us back in. They'll clean our fish. So if we want to go have a drink or go relax at the cabin or whatever, we can do that. And then they ask you, hey, do you want to bring these fish home? Should we pack them so you can bring them home? Or would you like to eat them at the resort tonight? And you know what? We can do either. And I'll tell you, The other thing is each resort has its own famous batter and they have their own famous tartar sauce. And it's really kind of neat to see the differences because they're all good.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And I'm going to tell you, we ain't bringing them home today. We're eating them fresh right out of the lake tonight. Man, I'll tell you what a day of fishing. In any minute here, our ride home is going to show up. So we're going to get this thing wrapped up. But before we do, I want Joe to just tell you a little bit more about Lake of the Woods and all the opportunities there are up here for ice fishing.
I'll tell you, and there are a lot of opportunities. First off, you can come up with any kind of group and stay at one of our resorts. Our resorts, the majority of them are full service resorts. They do the lodging, they do the rental fish houses, they have either an ice road or they'll transport you out and back from a fish house. They got the meals, they got the bars, they got everything. The nice thing about it is, whether you fish on the South Shore or up at the Northwest Angle, there's really something for everybody if you like ice fishing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you want to learn more about Lake of the Woods? Check it out at lakeofthewoodsmn.com. And make sure to stop back next week. We're going to have another great episode of John Thelen's Destination Fish. John Thelen's Destination Fish has been brought to you by these great sponsors.